I thought I was good with money. I worked in accounting and finance for over 15 years, helping businesses increase profits and find savings, but I still ended up in debt. And that's when I realized something I wish I understood earlier. Being financially educated and being financially literate are not the same because the habits that changed my finances weren't complicated, they weren't extreme. They were tiny habits, the kind that quietly compound over time. So in this video, I'm sharing 7 tiny habits to become financially literate. These are simple habits you can literally start today. Let's get into it. Number one, match your money to your priorities. This is the number one habit I wish I learned earlier because when I finally sat down to look up my numbers, I realized something uncomfortable. My money didn't reflect what truly mattered to me. It reflected a life I thought I should want. And that was hard to admit because it meant that my habits, not my income, were the real problem. So here's the exact exercise I did that changed everything for me. It takes less than 10 minutes, but it gives you instant clarity. Write down your top 5 real priorities. Then pull up your last 30 days of spending and see what actually matches and what doesn't. When I did this, it clicked for me immediately. I was spending money on clothes, shoes, fancy dinners, but barely putting money towards the things that actually mattered to me long term. I wasn't just overspending, my money and my values were misaligned. Once I fixed that, everything shifted. I started spending more on travel, learning, experiences with the people I love, long-term security, and less on the things that didn't move my life forward. So if you take one thing away from this habit, let it be this. Look at your spending and ask yourself, does this reflect the life I actually want or the one I think I should want? If it's the latter, start aligning your spending with your real priorities, not what you think they should be. Honestly, that shift alone made me feel richer without earning more because my money was finally aligned with who I actually am. And that small shift can completely change your finances. And the next habit is what actually helps me reach my goals faster. Number 2, have a monthly money routine. This is the easiest habit on this list. Once a month, same day, same time, put a 30-minute money routine in your calendar. Go on, you can do it right now. You have a morning routine to be productive and a night routine to optimize sleep. So why not have a money routine? Think of it as your monthly CEO meeting with your money. I used to avoid my finances because I was in debt and I knew they were a mess. So instead of going from zero to tracking everything daily, I simplified it. Once a month, I download my bank statements. I update my budget and I check where my money actually went. I look at whether my spending went to plan, the progress I made towards my goals, and what needs adjusting. That's it. No judgment. This habit changed everything because I finally had full visibility, which meant I could make small adjustments monthly instead of big emotional decisions. Awareness beats avoidance every time. And based on what you see when you review your numbers, you can choose one priority to focus on for the next month, not 10, just one. For example, if you can see that you're overspending on eating out, you can cook more at home to save money. That's how you plug leaks without feeling overwhelmed. And this next habit removed willpower completely. Number 3, automate the boring stuff. Financial literacy isn't about discipline, it's about systems. Anything that's reoccurring, I automate it. That includes bills, savings, and investments. Because when something relies on motivation, eventually it doesn't happen. For example, my savings and investments leave my account as soon as payday hits. This was especially important when I was in debt because it meant I had a financial cushion building on autopilot. Automating removes emotion from money decisions, and emotional money is expensive, so set up your bills to be paid automatically on the same day. Set up an automatic transfer for your savings and investments on payday. Use calendar reminders for irregular bills like insurance renewals so nothing slips through the cracks. When you pay yourself first and your bills are handled automatically, whatever's left can be spent guilt-free. And honestly, if you only implement one habit from this video, let it be the next one, because this is where a lot of people stay stuck. They learn, but nothing actually changes financially. Number 4, become an active learner. If you want to be financially literate, this habit is a game changer. Don't just learn, take action the same day. Consuming financial content feels productive, but implementation is what actually changes your life. Now, when I learn something new, I take action immediately. For example, I wanted to get a better interest rate on my savings account. I found a good option, opened the account that day, transferred the money in, that's it, done, no excuses. That habit is simple but powerful. And these small actions are what took me from just learning about money to actually becoming financially literate in real life. So whenever you learn something new, whether it be an investment strategy, a budgeting technique, or a saving hack, take one small action straight away. If you can't, schedule it in and make it non-negotiable. That's how information becomes financial literacy. And this next habit changed how I make spending decisions. Number 5, practice delayed gratification. Waiting 24 hours before buying something or waiting until I've achieved a certain goal before treating myself has saved me way more money than any budget ever did. This habit is key to building long-term wealth. It's not about deprivation, it's about pausing. You have to focus on where you want to be, not just where you are right now. So before spending, I ask myself, Is this for my present comfort or my future peace? Every time I choose future me, I build trust with myself. And that trust, that's financial literacy too. And this next habit is one I wish I knew sooner because it sounds responsible, but it can actually slow you down. Number 6, don't oversave. This one is personal for me and it might sound counterintuitive. For a long time, I oversaved out of fear because I was in debt. Saving felt safe, it felt responsible, it felt like control. But what I didn't realize was that saving too much was actually keeping me stuck. So once you have a 3 to 6 month emergency buffer saved, redirect that money to invest in, even if it's small. Because what I realized was this: my money was just sitting there, slowly losing value to inflation, while I told myself I was being good with money. Don't get me wrong, you absolutely need some savings for emergencies and short-term goals. But beyond that, saving doesn't build wealth. Investing is what actually makes your money grow. That shift from saving for safety to investing from growth is when my money stopped sitting there and actually started working for me. So if you're oversaving out of fear, you're not bad with money, you're human. But financial literacy is knowing when to move from protection to growth. And this next habit completely changed how I approach money. Number 7, think and act rich before you are. One of the biggest shifts for me was mindset. When I wanted to improve my finances, I started studying how wealthy people actually think about money, not just how they spend it. So I watched a lot of Warren Buffett interviews, not just for investing strategies, but for how he views money and makes financial decisions. And here's what stood out to me. Wealthy people make money decisions from a long-term identity. They don't spend money just to look rich, and they don't feel the need to prove anything through lifestyle. Instead, they make financial decisions that align with their long-term goals and future self. They don't ask, should I buy this thing right now? They ask, does this make sense for me long-term? That shift completely changed how I approach money, because when you start thinking like your future financially secure self, your decisions naturally become calmer, more intentional, and less emotional. So I stopped focusing on trying to look successful and started focusing on becoming financially secure. That meant avoiding lifestyle inflation, ensuring my finances were handled before spending money on enjoyment, spending less on status or more on things that actually move my life forward. Prioritize a long-term peace over short-term comfort. And over time, something interesting happened. My identity changed first, then my finances caught up. I went from debt to financial independence, and it wasn't because I earned more money, it's because I made better long-term financial decisions. Financial literacy isn't about knowing everything. It's about building habits that make money feel calmer, clearer, and less emotional. And if you want to go deeper, I've made a full video on what financial literacy looks like in real life, including exactly where to start. I'll link it next. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more personal finance videos like this. And remember, stay rich in mindset and the money will follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.